Welcome in, everybody, to Mulcahy Stadium in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska, for the site of Game 1 of two Scout Showcase games for the Mat-Su Miners, as they will play host to the Peninsula Oilers here in Anchorage this afternoon. Brandon Monty alongside Nick Velan, happy as always to be bringing you Mat-Su Miners baseball, as the green and yellow will have an opportunity to put their best skills on display in front of what we've been told are nearly 25 scouts from Major League Baseball teams across the country. And Nick, a great opportunity. I know these games don't count in the standings, but the motivation is as high as ever for these players to perform well here this afternoon.
Yeah, and every inning there's going to be a pitching change. Every inning there's going to be some sort of substitution just to get all these scouts an opportunity to see as many players as possible. And they have all the players, they have all their stats so far of the season upcoming to now, and they're looking forward to seeing what these guys can do and while they're in front of them, because Alaska's kind of hard to travel around, just like any other summer collegiate team. Back in the states, they're going to be more easy to see for these scouts. These scouts are basically dedicated in one weekend to be able to see them actually in front of their own two eyes. So all the lights are on the players right now, and we'll see what they can do with these scouts watching.
Starting lineup for the Oilers looks like this. Skylar Messenger bats first. He's at short. Connor McCord hitting second at first base. John McKay bats third, and he'll be doing the catching. Calvin Ferris, the DH. Giancarlo Servine at third. Victor Carlino at second. Travis Bohall in center. Jaden Fine in right, and Camden Vasquez rounds out the order. He is in left field. On the mound for the Mat-Su Miners for the first inning of this ball game is right-hander George Arias, number 7 on the Miners, a 2-2 record this year, 5.02 ERA, a 5'11", 177-pound righty from Tucson, Arizona, by way of the University of Arizona, as the first pitch to Skylar Messenger misses low for a ball, 1-0, and we're underway from Mulcahy. First pitch, 102, one of the gloomier days for baseball that we've seen this summer. We've had mostly hot and sunny weather through June and July, as the 1-0 is hit out to right field in the air. Justin Kirby is running in, camps under it, and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So a two-pitch out to start this ball game as we look at the Miners' defense. Behind George Arias, Tanner Carlson's at third, Ricky Martinez at short, Kobe Bolware at second, Aaron Walters at first. Cody Huff is doing the catching. Colin Montez is in left field, Eric Webb's in center, and Justin Kirby's in right. That will be the defense for the Miners. Connor McCord steps in. First pitch to him, a changeup that drops in right down the middle for a called strike one. Big pull shift here for McCord as shortstop Ricky Martinez playing behind the bag at second. The 0-1 pitch is another fly ball, this one out towards shallow center. Martinez running after it, but Webb calls him off in center, makes the catch for out number 2. So 4 pitches, 2 outs, 2 flyouts for George Arias here, working quickly and effectively to start this one in the first, as coming up to bat will be John McKay. McKay, a backup catcher this past year for Cal Poly, has split the catcher duties here with the Oilers alongside Jonathan Villa. Digs into the right-handed batter's box. Arias into the windup. First pitch is waved at a missed for strike one. Good off-speeder there by Arias, locating it on the low and outside part of the plate. Not much you can do with that pitch as a hitter. Good breeze blowing out towards left field today. Wind at about 14 miles an hour as the 0-1 is grounded to the hole at short. Backhanded by Martinez. Throws across the diamond for the out. And a good pick at first, too, by Aaron Walters. Not an easy play to make at all, as Martinez fielded that one on the outfield grass and made a strong throw to first to retire the side. Oilers quickly go 1-2-3 in the first inning. Just 6 pitches for George Arias to get out of that one, as the Miners are coming up in the bottom of the first. No score from Mulcahy. Bottom of the first here at Mulcahy in game one of two Scout Showcase games for the Mat-Su Miners as the Valley's finest are coming up to bat here. Let's look at their starting lineup, managed by Tyler LeBrun. Kobe Boulware bats first. He's at second base. Eric Webb, the two-hitter, in center. Aaron Walters bats third. He's at first. Justin Kirby hits cleanup out in right. Cody Huff bats fifth. He's doing the catching. Sam Thompson hitting sixth. He's a designated hitter. Colin Montez bats seventh. He's in left. Tanner Carlson, the eight-hitter, at third. And rounding out the order is Ricky Martinez. He will play at short. On the mound for the Oilers is going to be a right-hander, number 10, from the University of Kansas, Jake Adams. Adams comes into this game on the season a 2-2 record, 6.43 ERA in 14 innings in the first half. Has struggled with his control throughout this 2019 year. He leads the ABL in walks, so he'll look to throw strikes today and give the scouts something good to write home about here, as nearly 25 scouts from Major League Baseball teams are in attendance today at Mulcahy to get a look at these players. As Kobe Boulware steps up to bat, the speedy leadoff hitter for the Miners will dig into the right-handed batter's box as the bottom of the first is just about set to get underway. Boulware stepping in. 7 stolen bases so far this year in 11 games with the Miners. Always a threat to swipe a bag as the first pitch to him is lined foul towards us in the 0-1. Eric Webb waiting in the on-deck circle. Arguably the speediest 1-2 threat of any duo in the Alaska Baseball League. Kobe Boulware, a .216 hitter entering this game, digs in. Adams from the windup deals 0-1, and it's popped up about a mile high out towards shallow left field. Messenger dropping back and makes the catch. So Camden Vasquez was charging in. Looked as though Vasquez was going to call off Messenger as he was backpedaling into the outfield, but the shortstop takes care of the pop-up for out number 1. As we look at the defensive alignment for the Oilers put out by head coach Kyle Brown. John McKay's behind the plate, Connor McCord at first, Victor Carlino at second, Skylar Messenger at short, and Giancarlo Servine at third. As the first pitch to Eric Webb, a breaking ball that drops in on the outside corner for a called strike one. In the outfield, Camden Vasquez is in left, Travis Bohal's in center, and Jaden Fine is in right. 6'4" right-hander Adams into his motion. 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball waved at him, missed by Webb for strike 2. Eric Webb has arguably been the best player in the league this year. A .359 hitter. Leads the league in 5 different offensive statistical categories as he fouls off an 0-2 pitch to the backstop. So we'll do it again. 0-2 count. Webb, a phenomenal season this past year for Central Missouri. Can hit for power and average, and is a threat on the base pass as well with 10 stolen bases. Adams is ready. Working from the windup. Another 0-2 coming. Breaking ball runs inside and nearly gets Webb as he has to duck out of danger. 1-2 the count. A reminder, folks, the Miners are back here at Mulcahy tomorrow, 4 o'clock start time for Game 2 of their Scout Showcase. They'll take on the Anchorage Glacier Pilots in that one. 1-2 on the way is popped up. In the air towards second base, into the outfield. Underneath it is Victor Carlino as the second baseman corrals it for out number 2. So 2 batters, 2 pop-outs here to start the bottom of the first for the Miners, as Aaron Walters will look to get something going with 2 down.
It appears that all these hitters are getting really under the ball. Don't really know, possibly just the way that the pitchers are pitching it right now, but a lot of hitters getting under it that we've seen through so far in this first inning.
First pitch to Walters, a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and sometimes, you always want to look to hit the big hits, the home runs against these scouts and really try to impress them. Some players can do a little bit too much, so I doubt that's the case with these players as the 1-0 misses inside low ball 2. And I think for a lot of these guys, they want to treat it as another game. I know there's some significance with MLB scouts here, but then again, it's just another ball game as the 2-0 pitch to Walters waved at him, was late on the fastball there, 2-1.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling for these players too, because the game doesn't count towards ABL standings, so you don't want to go all out for it and risk an injury. But then again, with all these scouts here, you kind of really want to go out and show all your stuff. So it's kind of difficult to figure out how to treat this one if you're a player.
2-1 pitch, fouled back to the backstop, so we're even. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base, no score. The 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball misses way outside and upstairs. 3-2 now to Aaron Walters, who just finished his sophomore year at Texas A&M. Has been hitting out of the heart of the order since he arrived for his second season with the Miners. 3-2 pitch on the way. Waved at and missed for strike 3, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Miners. Both teams go 1-2-3 in the first. After one inning, no score between the Oilers and the Miners. New pitcher coming in for the Miners. Top of the second inning at Mulcahy. No score between the Valley's finest and the Peninsula Oilers. It's left-hander Blake Payton. Payton, a 6'1", 200-pound southpaw from Santee, California, by way of the University of Arizona. Just finished his freshman year as a Wildcat. So far in this ABL season, 3-0 record, the team leader in wins, 2.11 earned run average in 21 1/3 innings of work. He's got a fastball that peaks at about 92 miles an hour and also has a sweeping slider, a big leg raise in his delivery as he works rather deliberately on the hill, very patient with his windup. And Nick, he's been hot as well. 11 consecutive scoreless innings for Payton entering the All-Star break.
Yeah, and his last performance, or one of his last performances, was against the Chinooks in extra innings where the Miners were short on pitching, and he had to step up and delivered 3 great innings of work as he's coming off of those performances. Also, a potential all-star candidate as that lineup's supposed to drop tonight to see who will make it from the Miners.
1-0 pitch on the way to Calvin Ferris is chopped over to third. Tanner Carlson plays it on the short hop, throws over to first in time for out number 1. So 4 straight set down here by the Miners pitching staff. Good work so far from the University of Arizona Wildcats. As coming up to bat is Giancarlo Servine, the third baseman, number 21. And Nick, Blake Payton has struggled a little bit with his control at times this year. 5 wild pitches, 5 hit by pitches on the year, but for the most part has been very effective, especially over his last couple of outings.
Yeah, and the Miners have seen that, he's a long reliever, but if you put him in there too long, he might start showing signs of fatigue and have those wild pitches. So a lot of those earned runs and wild pitches have been in outings that have gone more than 3 innings or 4 in his 4th or 5th outing of work. So the Miners have realized that over these past couple of games when they put him in, just to find the sweet spot of when he's effective to when he might have some earned runs and have some little slip. All in all, a great all-around pitcher for the Miners this season.
As the 0-2 pitch to Giancarlo Servine is fouled out of play to the right side. That foul ball brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. If a foul ball does damage to your car, you can always stop in and visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napalaska.com for more information as the 0-2 is blown right by Servine. Good heater there by Payton for the second out of the inning, and 5 straight set down here for the Miners, and the first strikeout for this pitching staff as Victor Carlino, the second baseman from Long Beach State, steps in. Just a reminder, folks, Game 1 of this Scout Showcase going on right now. Game 2 tomorrow, 4 o'clock at Mulcahy Stadium against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. And then on Sunday, the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game as the first pitch to Carlino misses low in the dirt for ball 1. And Nick, plenty of potential candidates for the Miners for Sunday's game, both in the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's going to be in both as the 1-0 pitch misses low and inside for ball 2. That just the type of players, because Miners have outstanding players that are leaders in RBIs, average, and all that kind of stuff.
As Carlino hits one down the right field line, it's got a chance and it just drifts foul. Good contact there, but the count now 2-1.
On the offensive side. But then on the defensive side, they have plenty of other candidates as well. As it'll be exciting to see who's going to make it, and then the ones that aren't, it'll be sad for them because the Miners as a whole could be an all-star team.
2-1 pitch on the way to Carlino is hit in the air down the third base line, and it'll drift foul into the seats and the bleachers. 2-2 now the count. No score between the Miners and the Oilers. Top of the second inning here in Game 1 of this Scout Showcase. Neither team able to get a base runner to this point. No runs, no hits, no errors for both squads in the second, as it's been a pitcher's duel to this point. Peyton looking to work another 1-2-3 inning for the Miners. Goes into his windup. 2-2 pitch on the way is fouled just off the catcher's mitt. Cody Huff not quite able to corral that one. 2-2. And Nick, we've seen Cody Huff play a lot of different positions this year. He's mentioned that he's going to be primarily used as a catcher at Stanford, but he's also been used in the infield at third, short, and second. A good utility player that you can put pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, and he's young too. That's what's really great about his skills, is that he's coming off a high school senior year, about to start his first year of college. Definitely going to be a big leaguer one day. As right now, he just needs to get reps in every position, because right now he might be wanting to be a catcher right now, but in a couple years he might be primarily a third baseman or a shortstop. So he's got to be effective in all parts of the infield to be very effective.
As the 3-2 misses low for ball 4, so first base runner of the game comes via a walk as Carlino trots down to first base. Runner at first, still 2 down, no score between the Miners and the Oilers. Coming up to bat is Travis Bohall, the speedy center fielder for the Oilers, hitting out of the 7th spot. Peyton from the stretch deals. First pitch misses low below the knees for ball 1. Carlino pretty speedy at first himself. Swiped 5 bags this past year at Long Beach State. Gets about a 3-step lead from first. Peyton is ready from the right side of the rubber. Gives Carlino a look. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. Another fastball missing low and inside for ball 2. And that's been a bit of an issue this year for Peyton, as we mentioned, kind of falling behind in the count a little bit, having to work his way back. He didn't give up any hits in his last outing against the Oilers in 4 innings, but he did walk 4 guys as Peyton now throws over to first base to keep Carlino in check. Peyton back on the rubber. The 6'1 left-hander takes a deep breath, comes set quickly at the belt. After getting his sign from Cody Huff, he's ready. The 2-0 pitch is a check swing, and the home plate umpire says it's a called strike anyway, so 2-1 count. Miners enter this all-star break 19-11 on the season. 2.5 games out of the first place Anchorage Bucks, who have been hot. 22-9 on this 2019 campaign. Peyton ready, the 2-1. Waved at and missed by Bohall, 2-2. As for the Oilers, 12-21 is their current record. Good for 4th place in the Alaska Baseball League, which would also give them a playoff spot. If the season ended today, the Oilers would face off against the Bucks in the first round, and the playoff format is best of 3 series in both the semifinals and the top of the World Series. Runner on first, 2 outs, the 2-2, waved at and missed for, foul ball. Home plate umpire says it just ticked off his bat off of Cody Huff. So nearly a strike 3 there, but instead we'll do it again. 2-2 now the count. Runner at first, 2 outs. No score between these two clubs. Neither team able to crack the hit column yet either, as the 2-2, and that one is waved at and missed for strike 3. A good breaking pitch from Peyton retires the side. Oilers get 1 man on base, but can't do anything with him. We're through 1.5 at Mulcahy. No score between the Miners and the Oilers. Justin Kirby's going to lead things off for the Miners here in the bottom of the second. It'll be the heart of the appearance as a 1-0 pitch, a fastball that misses low and away for ball 2. Thorpe's got a fastball topping out in the high 80s. He's actually improved his velocity by about 20 miles an hour over the last 3 years as a 2-0 catches the outside part of the plate. Looked like a fastball. 2-1 now the count. Justin